let's try this again. And if you see the version after I trim this, you're not going to know what the hell I'm talking about. But you know what I love or hate? Do I love it or hate? I don't know if I love it or hate it or not, but I love it when people read something you write or they hear something you say and they make some assumptions that are completely wrong. One of my favorites. Now I'm going to play the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, Dawg Knight. All right, and stop the music. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, Marty, aka Dawg Knight. So what you're saying is, yes, that's a good one there. I'm gonna call you. Well, I can't. GPYOU. Okay, the gayest person on YouTube. Yeah, it's so funny because I've had some tweets up out there and in Twitter land out there the last couple of days, and I always get one of those replies where someone's like, "Oh, you boomer, you didn't even read the article," thinking they're making a good point. And then they don't. It's just because they have no idea what I was talking about. So they just, you couldn't have read the article because that point doesn't make sense to me because I don't understand the words you used. This will make more sense in a minute. But first, before I move on, good morning, everybody. Welcome to C. Thomas, who gets the bell for being first. Thank you, sir. And good morning, Chicago Mike, Jason Burns, Max Del Rio, Maniac Man, Marsupial Gamer, Jason Burns, and the gayest person on YouTube, and Truck and Bear. And I'm sure more of you are rolling in as we speak, but I'm going to just keep going because that's what I got to do. Yeah, like, share, and lurk. Thank you, Truck and Bear, because, don't try to pay attention to me while you're driving unless you're just listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth. So, and I am going to addressed. It's like something you do to a turkey. I'm going to address the person that I'm talking about on the old Twitter bot thing there, but I got this. It's funny because I got this notification. Thank you, Truck and Bear, also for retweeting the stream today. I got a notification at my note. Well, first of all, my notification started blowing up this morning. Apparently, people liked the little thing I did about the CNN article regarding the ADL making the OK sign a sign of white supremacy. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this brother could be a white supremacist. Well, no, I couldn't because I don't. No. The reason I don't talk about white supremacy a lot, I don't believe in white supremacy. I just think we're all people and people have different strengths and weaknesses and we all should get along. In the immortal words of Rodney King, can't we all get along? But, all right. Mr. Reagan read the whole Trump trans. I read that whole thing the other day, too. We didn't go through the entire thing. But it's amazing how... Obviously, I'm going random here. I'm reading the chat, and then I'm responding to it without really telling you what I'm responding about. That whole thing... It's amazing how I got so many interpretations of what it said rather than what it said. And it's fascinating, especially when, there's people like Katie Tur and of course, the Young Turks, and even Adam Schiff in his opening remarks of that hearing yesterday. I finally went back and just saw his opening remarks. I didn't watch the whole thing because I was on here at the time. And then we were also talking with Monkey and who else was on that? Was it Monkey and Sinatra? If you weren't here yesterday, we simulcast with those guys at the end of the stream. But just the words that people put in Trump's mouth were amazing, obviously to fit an agenda. And so I just, I don't get it. But so anyway, this one notification, it's gotten my craw a little bit because yesterday, so my buddy Sophane was chirping at Tyler Preston. Now Tyler Preston saw that article about the okay hand gesture, and and he tried to chirp at Sophane, which this was kind of dumb anyway, because he said, well, but Sophane told everybody that PC culture doesn't exist. This whole okay hand gesture thing, really, despite what I'm about to read you, has nothing to do with PC culture. Okay, what it has to do with is a moral panic. And if you don't know what a moral panic is, here, let me just pull up the definition real quick. This is a very truncated definition, but a moral panic is, here we go, let me put this on full screen. A moral panic is a semi-spontaneous or media-generated mass movement based on the perception that an individual, community, or culture is dangerously deviant and poses a menace to a society, a public outcry. Now that's a pretty light way to put it. Here's a better one. A moral panic is a widespread fear, most often an irrational one. That's the important part about it. An irrational one. That someone or something is a threat to the values, safety, and interests of the community or society at large. Typically, a moral panic is perpetuated by news media, fueled by politicians, and often results in the passage of new laws or policies that target the source of the panic. And my personal opinion, now I know people don't necessarily agree with me on this, but a lot of this stuff regarding these, the white nationalists and white supremacists, all these people that the media keeps pushing out there, I consider that a bit of a moral panic. Not that those people cannot be dangerous. Clearly they can. But I think there is an agenda that is asking us to believe that this is something new, it's something growing exponentially, which it is not. Is it being pointed out exponentially? Absolutely. And that's part of the problem. It's kind of like with that FBI report. Remember, everyone uses that one FBI report that says that there's been an increase in the reporting of hate crimes by 17%. Oh my gosh. We should be terrified, right? But then you look at the report and the FBI even themselves say, well, wait, hold it. The increase in reporting is most likely due to the fact that we have about 1,100 new agencies that are in our reporting system that weren't there before. So if there's 1,100 new agencies that sign up, of course there's going to be an increase in the number of reported hate crimes. So that is a moral panic, telling you, the media is telling you there's a 17% increase in hate crimes, and all of the all of the extremist related murders in 2018 were right-wing extremist murders. Holy shit, we have an epidemic of right-wing extremist murders. But then you look at the report that the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, ADL, the same group that did this OK hand sign report, you look at the report itself, which I did read. Very few people who saw that headline went through the article and found the report itself, and then went into the report and read the report top to bottom. When we read that report, we find out that, wait a minute, they count right-wing extremist murders. Wait, so that should be something that is an ideological crime based on this report, right? But no. Only, and also, by saying 100% of extremist murders, well, how many extremist murders is that? How many is it? How many incidents? Because, wow, that sounds like an epidemic. Well, they have 18 examples for that year where 50 people died, which is terrible. Don't get me wrong. That's terrible. That's awful. No one should be dying from an extremist murder, right? But 50 up from 35 the year before. In a year when there's 15,538 murders in the country. Plus, of those 18 incidents that they give you examples of, only 4 of the examples are clearly ideological incidents, and the rest are things that are totally unrelated to their ideology, but there was a murder. So now there's 3 of them that were ambiguous, out of 17. So 4 out of 17 of the incidents that they note in the report where they're saying 100% of the ideological killings in 2018, 100% were right-wing extremists. Well, wait a minute. The worst example in that set was the guy who, what did he do? This is a guy who had been in prison, okay? So he had been in a prison gang, because in prisons, some prisons, they tend to segregate themselves, and in order for the white guys to take care of themselves, they have to join the white prison gang, and the black guys have to join the black prison gang, and the Hispanic guys have to join the Hispanic prison gang, and they, just to protect each other. So he was in a prison gang, right? A white prison gang. He and his wife either accidentally or intentionally killed their son and tried to hide it by burying him in the yard. And then when they left, people found out that this dead child was buried in the yard. And so this guy got arrested for murder. And that was considered a right-wing extremist murder. That was one of the ones they counted. There's several of the examples are like that. There was a guy who was, he and a guy at a garage who was fixing his car. They were having a dispute and he murdered the guy. Nothing to do with right-wing extremism, but he had in his social media hints that he might be part of of a white supremacist group. That was considered a right-wing extremist murder that had nothing to do with the ideology that he had. So yes, I do read, when I see articles like this, the Moral Panic, here's the article about the OK hand sign. Not only did I read the article, I read the linked articles, and I read the article from 2017 where the same ADL put out a report that said, no, the OK hand sign is not a right-wing extremist symbol. Now, here's where we get in today. So Tyler says something about peach culture. So those are examples of moral panic. The media is trying to tell you, and with the help of the ADL, who puts out a report specifically to generate headlines. Clearly, if you're going to put a report, you're going to send out this press release to the media, it generates the headlines, and then the politicians and the people on the left and the people on the right and everyone in the middle and everywhere in between read those headlines and go, oh my God, 100% of the 100% of the murders in 2018 of extremist nature were by right-wing extremists. Well, you know what? By that example, hold on. So there's 15,000 some murders that year, and you're saying that these 17 incidents, which again, 4 of them were only clearly ideologically driven, out of 15,000 murders, you're saying that no one else who killed somebody had some interesting extremism things in their head? Were there anyone from a Hispanic prison gang that killed anybody? Was there anyone from a black prison gang that killed anybody? Do you know anything about what their extremist views and background are? How many of how many of the people who murdered somebody in 2018 were Democrats? I would say a vast majority. I would say a vast majority of the people who commit murder are Democrats. Is that going to be a headline? 90% of the murders in 2018 were done by people who are Democrats or lean to the left of the political spectrum. What a headline that would be. Should we be fearing Democrats now? I think that's an epidemic. There's an epidemic of Democrats killing people. So anyway, so Tyler puts this out. But Sophane told... Now, I don't know why he decided to dig at Sophane. It's unnecessary. But Sophane has been on Twitter, talking about everything you don't like is PC culture. Yeah, that's one of his things. So Sophane comes back, everything, and there it is. Quote, everything I don't like is PC culture. Stop being lazy, Tyler. Just come out and say you want your dog whistles to be safe from criticism. Oh, that's cute. I'm sure Tyler, the young black man, wants to make sure that he dogs whistles the white supremacists, but that's that goes back to the internet skeptic days from a few years ago. So that's whatever. I get where he's going there, and I like Sophane. Sophane just likes to poke people on the internet. It's kind of fun to watch him, even though I don't. He's a buddy of mine. I enjoy his humor anyway, but he's just being the now he's turned in from the right wing shitlord to the left wing shitlord. Well, he was never a right wing shitlord. He was just kind of a shitlord, but now he's much more PC about his shitlordness, or at least more progressively friendly shitlordness, whatever. Wait, real quick. Super chat from C. Thomas. Thank you for the $2, sir. Trust nothing the ADL says. They're full of shit, and they are infamous defamers. This fake panic over right-wing extremists has taught me to never take this shit seriously ever again. Fuck all these security supplants freedom cunts. I agree. Now, the ADL does have a very, very legitimate history. Okay, a lot of it, their origins were fighting anti-Semitism. The Anti-Defamation League was mostly a Jewish organization at the time, although now they've kind of expanded to all forms of hate because, you know what? Here's the thing. If you become the champion, if you become a organization that is constantly looked to for weeding out hate and showing where hate is, you can raise a lot of money too. It's a self-perpetuating grievance grifter organization. Although I can't say everything they do is wrong. But if hate went away, we wouldn't need them anymore, right? If they admit that, the number of hate crimes compared to 20 years ago or 10 years ago is way down, which in fact it is, they would not have purpose, and so you can't raise money. And it's fundraising season for these kind of organizations. They always have their own fundraising. So if they put press releases that have this sensational headline about the OK sign now being white supremacist, not only does it create the moral panic because whatever, but who's the solution to the moral panic? Oh, it's the ADL. That's how they do it. So now of course we should make sure we give money to this organization because they're the one taking care of this moral panic. So, and so I just laughed because he likes to call people boomers. So I made a little joke about, talk about boomers taking the ADL as gospel. But you're kind of right. But this is not about PC culture. This OK sign thing's not about PC culture. It's about CNN trying to create moral panic. Okay, they by constantly putting articles about this. Again, you know what? I've never had to run from the Ku Klux Klan, right? Sorry, the prevalence of these groups is so overblown. But guess what? They can surely tell you about Charlottesville and Dylan Roof, right? they'll bring those up. Well, what about Charlottesville? Well, what about Dylan Roof? Okay. Yeah, those are terrible events that happened. Is that the only thing that happened in Charlottesville? Was that one girl died with the car? Or were there, all kinds of altercations in that area at the time? Now that was absolutely the worst one. God rest her soul. And it doesn't matter if you don't think she died by getting hit by the car. That doesn't matter. She died. And she didn't need to die. All right. But so then this amethyst, neon amethyst with, let's see, she, her, pun master, writer, and sub-amateur. Oh, by the way, stop. Before I even go on any farther, please do not contact these people. And especially I don't want you contacting people that I talk about on this show. All right. I don't want anyone dogpiled. I don't want anyone getting heat. If you have something constructive, I don't care, but I don't want, you know what? I do not do this so that someone will go out and harass this person. I do not want to harassed. But, so she puts, totally PC culture. Talk about fucking boomers. None of you read any of the articles linked. Oh, contraire, mon frere. But thankfully, rather than me have to go back into the article to point out why I said this is a moral panic, she was kind enough to screenshot the part that I was going to bring up. Now, first of all, totally PC culture? No, it's not. PC culture would be like telling Sofane and Fat Pat to stop using the word faggot in their streams, which they use a lot, and they don't mean it to deride anybody, but they use the word faggot a lot. That would say, Sofane, Fat Pat, you need to really stop saying faggot so much in your streams because that's not politically correct. That's PC culture. Not being able to say certain words or something because they're just not nice anymore. You can't say retarded anymore, okay? I don't use the word retarded, but I'm using that as an example. Some people still use it. I say, that's just stupid. But some people say retarded. Oh, you're not supposed to use that because that's offensive. Okay, that's PC culture. This is not about PC culture. The okay hand sign is not about PC culture. It's about a moral panic, but I don't think Amethyst, or whatever her name is here, understands what moral panic means, so she had no idea what I was talking about, so she decides, oh no, this is totally about PC culture. Did none of you read the articles? Of course I read the articles linked. I read the article linked, I read all the articles linked, and I read the report by the ADL that referenced this new 2019 use of the OK sign as a white supremacist symbol. Well, thankfully, but she screenshotted the part that I would have read back to her had she not done it for me. Quote, and this is from the article. It was meant to bait the media, or no, this is from the actual, this is from the article. It was meant to bait the media or people with liberal ideas to overreact. Trolling. I'm just translating. ADL experts say, and therefore look ridiculous for condemning such an innocuous sign. And they obliged in spades. Absolutely. Thank you, C. Thomas, for all the okay signs. But in 2019, now this is the writer of the article wrote these words, which is incredible to me, because then she followed up with a quote from the thing. But in 2019, the sign was adopted by some white nationalists. Oh, some white nationalists? Well, that's definitive. Some? Really? You generate a headline because some white nationalists adopted? But then further on, here's a quote from the report. At least some white supremacists seem to have abandoned the ironic or satiric intent behind the original trolling campaign. Wait a minute, hold it. There's another important word there that I kind of glazed by. At least some white supremacists seem to have abandoned the ironic or satiric intent behind the original trolling campaign and used the symbol as a sincere expression of white supremacy, the ADL posted its report. What was some seem to have? What? That's definitive. Seems like some of my Cheerios seem to have spilled on the floor. Oh, no, that's just milk. Honey, do you think that you and I will be in love forever, ever? Well, there are some indications, and it seems like we will be. Really? I'm leaving you now. And in the report, yeah, they show, well, at least this CNN article. Do I still have it up? I do still have it up. Now, and then they put this thing about this. We have a right to exist. This is from, I think this is from Charlottesville. What's the other article? They had this. Oh yeah, oh gosh, they have the members of the far right group Proud Boys make the OK hand gesture to rally important. Wait a minute. Proud Boys. What's hilarious about that is the Proud Boys are not a white supremacist group. Now, they consider themselves nationalist in nature, but not white nationalists. But, you know, some people don't know the distinctions. But so clearly the Proud Boys are not a white power group. Remember, this is supposed to stand for white power, right? But that wouldn't be the Proud Boys. They're not a white supremacist group. But see, people are, you know, everyone's alt-right, so you're all the same. Because they don't have it. They also don't have a. They don't have a complete solid definition of alt-right. So that whole terminology, because it's changed and it's morphs and whatever, and some people use it as a very broad term, some people use it as a very narrow term. There's no interpretation. So why do you think the ADL puts this out? Well, now you can just, anytime you see that OK symbol, if you want to, if someone, you know, hey, how are you doing? Hey, I'm doing good. You know, someone can take a picture of you and now say that you're doing a white supremacist hand gesture. Because now the ADL, the ultimate authority on hate in America, and their retarded cousin, the SPLC, says so. And now anytime you see this, if you see someone in a picture doing this, oh my God, that guy's a white supremacist. He's a white nationalist. He's a I don't know. We should cower in fear. Make sure he doesn't have AR-15. Make sure you can red flag his ass, right? Now you can use the red flag laws. Because someone did an OK symbol. We're gonna have we need red flag laws for those scary black weapons. You know, those big black guns. You know, oh my God. Oh my God. It's amazing. So anyway, I am going to reply to this young lady. And so, Fane, what's funny is it's only 2 paragraphs long. It took me less than 3 minutes to read it carefully. Well, you must not have read it too carefully, so Fane, because if you had read it carefully, I mean really carefully, you would have realized that the ADL says at least some white supremacists seem to have abandoned this ironic and satiric intent behind the original trolling. Some seem. Oh, some seem. Well, that's there you have it. That's definitive. Right? Thank you, Check Your Logic, for Okay, you just think beef. Okay, cool. So anyway, that's that. And that's how we start the show. That's how we do things around here, people. Sometimes P-Dog just goes on a rant. Maybe that's my most entertaining thing. See, here's the thing. I didn't have anything planned today because I got home late, and I'm like, oh, well, let's just name this Fuck It Friday and see what comes out of my mouth. And there we go. I've got some more people who showed a lot of, oh man, there's a whole bunch of people here now. Well, welcome. Who haven't I said hi to? Marsupial Gamer, how you doing? Maniac Man, I don't know if I said hi to you yet. Good morning. MC, Hammer Time. Hammer Time. Straight Sith Male, Taryn Marine. Are you new? I'm glad you're here. You've been here before, I think. Okay, cool. What else? Diesel Dave, how you doing? My other favorite trucker, Smarty Bear, and who else is here? Man, a lot of people are y'all are active too. Okay, so I think that's everybody. Is that everybody? Anyone else? Oh, Rhetorical Entertainment. Now that's another new name. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. By the way, if you are just popping in and new here, whatever, did I say hi to Chi-Town Jay? Did I say hi to you, Jay? I hope I did. If you are new here, by the way, and let's go. This is my moment of shilling. The commercial I'm working on a commercial. I'm going to put some commercials on my show. But they'll just be commercials for the show. I'm not sponsoring anything. But anyway, if you are new here and you haven't already done so, please, right down there, hit that subscribe button. When you hit the subscribe button, a little bell pops up, click the bell, and then you will be notified when these streams start. Also, you can follow me on Twitter right here at Dawg Knight. I do tweet the show out most of the time, or someone tweets it out for me and I retweet their tweet. So sometimes if you don't get those YouTube notifications, you check your Twitters. And the right also down here, if you haven't done so, hit the like. While you're thinking about it, if you like what I'm doing, even if you don't like what I'm saying, but you like how I say it and what I do, right down there, the like button. Hit the like. And if you want to do super chats like C. Thomas, thank you again, C. Thomas, for the super chat for $2. I don't have YouTube super chats, but in the description down below, there is a link to my Streamlabs OBS, whatever, where you could do super chats and donations to the channel. Every little bit helps, but you don't have to. The show's free, but I just appreciate it because then I can improve my equipment and things like that and all that. So, and good morning, Lord Rothschild also. So I'm glad you're here. Thanks, I'm new. I did sub. Thank you so much then. And Maddie, thank you for... Oh, Maddie, I saw Maddie, didn't I? Did I say hi to Maddie? There you are, Maddie. I don't know if you're still here. Maybe you're lurking. If you are, thank you for recommending me to Rhetorical Entertainment. So that's great. Yeah. Share. Oh, that's the most important one. Share. Right down there. Share. All right. Let's move on. Now, like I said, this show is not planned out well. So I'm just going to go to one of my favorite sources of headlines. And I want to talk about, now, in the thumbnail, I put Adam Schiff. Okay. Oh, I did see you. Okay. Hello, Maddie. I'm glad you're here. I don't know if you're busy, because I know you a lot of times are in the chat, but when you're busy, you're just listening in the background, and that's cool too. I'm lurking and do your work, you know? So I put Adam Schiff on the front of on the thumbnail today because I know, now I didn't see any of this other than I went back and saw some clips here and there of things that happened yesterday, and a lot of things happened yesterday. I just didn't pay attention to them because I was doing other shit. But Adam Schiff, yeah, he's what's a good word for him? Oops, what I do there? That's not what I want to do. He is what's the word? What's a good word for this? He's a liar. That's simple. So Representative Schiff fabricates what Trump said in the Ukraine telephone call transcript. And we're just going to watch this little clip from the Daily Caller. I haven't seen it, but I'm pretty sure I know what it is. Let's listen to what Adam Schiff says the president said in that phone call.
The essence of what the president communicates.
Now, here, first of all, the essence. Oh, and you know what? I don't know if you saw the Katie Tur clip too. Oh my God, did she just lie her ass off? And I don't know if she was intending it to be verbatim, but she made it sound like what he. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting Representative Schiff. Let's stick with Representative Schiff here. What the hell happened here? Oh, there we go.
We've been very good to your country. Very good. No other country has done as much as we have.
Oh,
but you know what? I don't see much reciprocity here.
Wait.
I hear what you want. I have a favor I want from you, though.
What's that?
And I'm going to say this only 7 times, so you better listen good.
7 times? Oh, really? I better. Oh,
I want you to make up dirt on what...
I better listen good. This sounds serious, sir. Mr. President. This sounds serious. You're only going to say it 7 times. Okay, I'm listening.
My political opponent, understand lots of it. On
Lord Rothschild, we know Trump's a liar. That's okay. I know. Can you name a president who's not a liar? Name one. Come on. Go ahead. Anyway, all right, let's go.
And on that, I'm going to put you in touch with people, not just any people. I'm going to put you in touch with Attorney General of the United States, my Attorney General, Bill Barr.
Oh, what? Well, now, why would you do that? Why would you do that?
He's got the whole weight of the American...
Lord Rothschild, you're playing with fire. Yeah, no. We'll get there. I'll get to you. Oh, boy. That's okay. I love having you here, though. You're...
law enforcement behind him. And I'm going to put you in touch with Rudy. You're going to love him. Trust me.
Yes. Okay.
You know...
Now, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. Who... Somebody... Did Trump bring up Rudy first, or did what's his name? Zelensky? Who brought up him? Anyway, we'll go back. We'll get back to it. I want to hear how Mr. Schiff read this.
What I'm asking, and so I'm only going to say this a few more times.
Oh.
In a few more ways.
Wait a minute. So wait a minute. When they asked for the favor, what was the favor about? Well, we'll get to that. Hang on. We'll get to that. We'll get to what the favor is about.
And by the way, don't call me again. I'll call you when you've done what I asked.
Oh, now that's harsh. Man, boy, Trump almost sounds like a mafia boss. Huh.
This is, in character.
Oh, no, it's funny. There's some people around there laughing. Why are they laughing when he's talking?
What the president was trying to communicate.
Oh, this is the intent. This is the intent that the president was trying to communicate. Okay, let's go.
With the president of Ukraine, it would be funny if it wasn't such a graphic portrayal of the president's oath of office.
Whoa! Now it would be funny if it wasn't such a portrayal of the oath of office. Okay, yeah, it would be if he said it like that, man. That would be awful. That almost sounds like a threat of physical violence in some ways too. Like, oh yeah, we wouldn't want to see anything happen to your little country here. That's weird.
But as it does represent a real betrayal, there's nothing the president says here that is in America's interest, after all.
Oh.
It is instead the most consequential form.
Okay, there you go. Oh. Lord Rothschild, sometimes the Poe in you is quickly, it messes me up sometimes. Okay. So here we go. Here's the article. I haven't read this yet. I'm just going to go through articles, but we'll read it so that I know that I am being accurate and not being a boomer. California Representative Adam Schiff read a portion of a transcript of a telephone conversation between President Donald Trump and his Ukrainian counterpart Thursday before the House Intelligence Committee. But the congressman largely fabricated the president's words. He claimed he was reading the essence of the president's words to the committee's witness, acting director of national intelligence, Joseph McGuire. Now, you would think that prior to attending this hearing, that the acting director of national intelligence, Joseph McGuire, may have already read the transcript and knows what's in it. And you would think some people in the gallery and the Congress people who are in the important seats, the dais, so to speak, would have also read the actual remarks. And so I don't understand Schiff's need to fabricate he almost went Cenk Uygur on that, just making up shit and intent out of thin air. But let's read the rest of the article here. This is the essence of the... Okay, we already read that. Okay, so the congressman... we just listened to it, so I'm not going to read it again. The congressman on Wednesday compared Trump's words to Vladimir Zelensky as akin to a mafia-like shakedown. And he apparently read that perception into his interpretation of the transcript. It was an interpretation of the transcript of that conversation. Now, you know why he did it. Because all these corporate news agencies, he knows that they're going to broadcast his opening remarks. So whether he's correct or not, whether it's true or not, what the people who don't pay attention and just watch it on the news are going to see... Because no one's watching this hearing. It's in the morning. It's 9 in the morning Central Time, 10 o'clock Eastern, whatever. It's whenever most people are at work. So they come home and they say, you know what, I'm going to watch the news, especially the boomers who still watch news, or they're going to see on the internet. So I'm going to post it on the internet, and they're going to see Adam Schiff saying, "Oh my God, did Trump say that?" Are they going to look it up and see if he actually said that? Oh hell no, they're not going to do that. Anyway. But Schiff continued to make it up as he went along. I want you to dig up dirt on my political... Yeah, he went even farther. Let's see. Where's the dig up dirt part?
The essence of what
nope,
the
that's
president...
That's the same one. He went on and said... he continued making it up as he went along. Quote, "I want you to make up dirt on my political opponent. Understand? Lots of it. And on this and on that. I'm going to put you in touch with people. Not just any people. I'm going to put you in touch with the Attorney General of the United States. My Attorney General, Bill Barr, he's got the whole weight of the American law enforcement behind him." The House Intelligence Committee chairman even suggested that Trump told Zelensky, quote, "And I'm going to put you in touch with Rudy. You're going to love him. Trust me. You know what I'm asking. And so I'm only going to say this a few more times in a few more ways. By the way, don't call me again." Yeah, you heard that part. This is the sum and character of what the president was trying to communicate with the president of Ukraine. It would be funny if it wasn't such a graphic betrayal of the president of office. That's what you just heard. Schiff said he believes. So anyway, that is complete and utter bullshit. That is not what it said. And in fact, do I still have that up here? I bet I do. Here it is. First of all, this whole favor part, there's a whole section of this. About what he said, asked him a favor. He wanted to get into what happened in the 2016 election because CrowdStrike also. So we talked about CrowdStrike yesterday, and where is it here when he brings this up? I'll just go straight to where. Here it is. I'd like you to do us a favor, though, because our country has been through a lot, and Ukraine knows a lot about it. I would like you to find out what happened with this whole situation with Ukraine. They say CrowdStrike. Now, why would he bring up CrowdStrike? Not just because CrowdStrike's the company that the Democratic National Committee used to examine their servers and give the information to the FBI because they didn't want to hand over the servers. So they hired their own in-house company to take the metadata from their computers that they wanted the FBI to see, but wouldn't let them see the servers themselves. Now, why is it important that the president would bring up something about CrowdStrike when talking to Ukraine? Well, CrowdStrike's the same company that made claims that the Russians hacked Ukrainian computers and were supposed to have said something about troop movements or something like that. And it was later proven that their analysis and data was false. So President Trump has something in common with Ukraine when it comes to this company CrowdStrike saying that somebody was hacked. CrowdStrike was proven wrong when they said that the Russians hacked the Ukrainian computers. Okay, now the CrowdStrike's the company that says Russia hacked the DNC computers and John Podesta. So that's where CrowdStrike comes in. Why would he be asking? Because most people are like, well, why would he ask Ukraine about CrowdStrike? That doesn't make any sense. Hello, Richard. How you doing? That doesn't make any sense, right? Why would? Okay, that's the connection. Most people don't know that because most people don't follow this that closely. I have. He says, I guess you have one of your wealthy people. The server, they say Ukraine has it. I don't know which server they're talking about. Maybe they're talking about the Ukrainian server that supposedly the Russians hacked. They didn't. And it was proven they didn't. Or perhaps they think the server that I don't know why. I don't know why he says that, but anyway, there are a lot of things that went on the whole situation. I think you're surrounding yourself with some of the same people. I'd like to have the Attorney General call you or your people because they're investigating the 2016 election. They're trying to find out how that whole investigation started, and Ukraine is involved because CrowdStrike was also nearly the same time supposedly hacked by the Russians. So that's why. And not a people, and it's weird that nobody talks about that part of it, but this whole conversation from here all the way down to when they finally bring up something about Joe Biden, like down here, is all about that. And everyone glosses over that part. And I'm pretty sure that none of these Democrats want to hear the word CrowdStrike in relation to this conversation. But it's been brought up now. Now, because they've made a big deal about this, everything in this conversation that Trump had with Zelensky has been magnified. Particularly Joe Biden. And now look, part of the thing with Joe Biden. Okay, so the assertion is that clip of Joe Biden saying, you know what, we told the Ukrainians that if we have some loans that we would love to make happen for you, but they're not going to happen unless you get rid of this prosecutor that's just happens to be prosecuting the company that his son is on the board of in an industry that he has no experience whatsoever, but he's getting $83,000 a month from that company. Okay. Now, it very well could be that Biden was not alone. The United States was not alone. Biden was doing the bidding of the president. The United States was not alone in wanting that prosecutor gone. There was other European countries that also wanted that prosecutor gone. But it just so happens that Joe Biden is the one who went in there and bragged about saying, we're going to withhold these $1 billion in loan guarantees, billions with a B, unless you get rid of this prosecutor. That happens to be prosecuting the company that my son works for, that he makes over $900,000 a year for. Now, see what I did there? See what I did? I did what Adam Schiff did. I put assumptions into what Joe Biden was saying. Now, one of the other funny things about that is people are saying, wait, no, that's been debunked. And yeah, that was already looked into. Really, when was it looked into? Now, the New York Times in 2015 wrote a huge article about that, right? But who looked into it after that? Did anyone in the government? Oh, no. Did the Justice Department look into that? Well, no, because That was the Justice Department under Loretta Lynch. The Justice Department under Loretta Lynch didn't prosecute Democrats. Oh wait, they did get Anthony Weiner, but I think he got nipped in New York State, not in the United States. Whatever. They're not. The Justice Department isn't going to take down any Democrats, particularly the Vice President of the United States. They're just not. Okay, and not that I would assume they would in any administration, except maybe this one. Well, no, because he's got his own appointments in there at the top end of it. But anyway, yeah. Oh, no, don't. It's just, you know what? No big deal. I mean, him bragging about that and his son making anything. But guess what? Now, something that we hardly knew about anymore, nobody is talking about anymore, is suddenly front and center in the news because they insisted on having this conversation in public. And they want to impeach him now because he's bringing out some of our skeletons. Wow, CrowdStrike. That's CrowdStrike? That's a Democratic contractor. Oh my God, they're the ones who we hired to show them the stuff in the servers, right? And they were wrong they got caught with the bullshit with Ukraine, but oh my God, that's who. Oh, this is not good for us. Ooh, Lord. My. We got it. Okay. Impeachment. Say the word impeachment. Say it over and over and over. Impeachment. Inquiry. Impeachment. Inquiry. Inquiry. Yeah. So Adam Schiff, now the people who only get their news in a snippet and a headline at a time, they see this little clip of Adam Schiff or the news, because the news media really isn't, for the most part, the news media that's out there, most of it is very Democratic friendly, to say the least. And so that most of the news media outlets, the ones that people think are not biased, like ABC, NBC, CNN, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Don't jump on me for that one. But they're only going to put this clip of Adam Schiff out there and not really tell you that he was full of shit. See you later, C. Thomas. Thanks for being here. Adam Schiff is full of Schiff. So. Yeah, that was the opening statement of this hearing. And he, being the chairman of the committee, he's going to get the eyes of the news. What he does is absolutely going to be put on the news. So he can lie his ass off and then later say, oh, no, I was just joking. In fact, speaking of which, here's the follow-up article. Well, this is from Breitbart, but, whatever. Schiff, everyone understood I was mocking the president's conduct in my opening. I'm not saying that he was saying, what I meant. I wasn't being, here he is on the Situation Room.
Mr. Chairman, you're being severely criticized by a lot of Republicans for mocking the president during your opening remarks today.
Mocking the president. Is that what it was? Now that's a beautiful opening by good old Wolf Blitzer. Oh, you're being chided for mocking the president. You weren't trying to insinuate that he was really acting like a mafia boss, right? You weren't insinuating that, were you?
Was it a mistake to make light of the situation?
Oh, I don't think it's making light of the situation, and I certainly
no. You were serious.
Suggest that there's anything comical about this.
Wait, whoa! I disagree. You know what's comical about that? You know what's comical about that? He got busted. He's getting ripped. He's even gotten ripped from some people on the left. Some of the Democrats saying, "Well, you kind of lied there," and it's too easy when you make it such a huge lie. But that's assuming. Well, but you got to assume most people aren't actually going to read the report. It's not like like a lot of us out on the internet will go out there and let's read the entire report. In fact, yeah, Mr. Reagan. It's a channel called Mr. Reagan. Go listen if you don't want to have time. If you don't want to read the report, go listen to him. He does a great narration of the entire report, line for line, and you can see what was said. Anyway, shit for reads.
But I do think it's all too accurate that this president.
Oh, it's accurate? Really? Doesn't sound anything like what's in the actual transcript or memo, whatever the hell you want to call it. The notes that the people who listen in on the calls and transcribe what they think they heard. Doesn't match. Doesn't match at all. Anyway.
His conversations with the president of Ukraine was speaking like an organized crime boss.
Oh, now that, and also, guess what? What's hilarious too is that's the theme of the day. That's the media talking point of the day. That he's like he's like a mafia, like he's like an organized crime boss. He's a capo in the mafia. Yeah. I'll show you a little clip of that. It's I thought it was hilarious.
And the fact that these words are so.
These words what? These words didn't come out of his mouth? Is that what the words?
Suggestive.
Oh, suggestive. How convenient. The words you said other day in your committee are suggestive that you take large male appendages in your hind parts. That, you know what? That's what that sounds like when you're saying, or maybe just your pencil neck head goes into people's hind parts because that's what you enjoy. That's what is suggested. Now, you may have just said that this meeting is adjourned, but it suggests that you're taking, right up the, you know what I'm saying.
Used. Of what we have seen of organized crime.
Oh, organized crime,
back
yes.
To me.
You know what? Some people in the world describe the United States as just a form of organized crime. We just, whatever. Oh, never mind. The communists do.
What, for example, James Comey said when he was asked by the president if he could let this matter involving Flynn go. When Michael Cohen testified about
Oh, you mean the matter where they kind of entrapped Michael Flynn? Is that the part? Is that the one you're talking about? That Michael Flynn had the integrity to go, oh, you know what? I guess that doesn't match my timeline, so I will plead guilty because, yeah, you're right, it doesn't. But then again, when we actually look at it, we'll find out because that one's still in play. So we'll find out about that one later.
The president speaks in a certain code.
He speaks in code. Oh, isn't that awesome? So he speaks in code that you can. It's like when people talk about dog whistles. Oh, that's a dog whistle, huh? Wait a minute. If that's a dog whistle, how come you can hear it so clearly? Is that the code you use? Is that the dog whistle? You heard that loud and clear. That's amazing. You heard that dog whistle. Wow.
Understand exactly what's required here. The point is that the president was using exactly that kind of language.
Oh, wait a minute. Whoa. He was using exactly that kind of language? Should we check the transcript and try to match it word for word? Can we try that? I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess that doesn't match word for word or exactly that kind of language. Wow. I want to go back and hear what he said. Well, we won't go back to it.
And the president of Ukraine fully understood.
Oh, and the president of Ukraine, who kind of speaks in a different cadence and and whatnot when he's using the English language, because it's not his first language, but he's fluent in English, but use a completely different kind of cadence, different kind of inflection. He understood exactly what Trump was implying by words that he didn't use. He's a wind talker. There you go. Yes, and Zelensky's a code breaker.
What he was talking about.
Well, do you regret what you call the parody, the use of those?
Oh,
phrases during
and then he later called it a parody. That's hilarious because you saw that opening statement. We watched it there just a second ago. Did any of that come off as satirical, parody-like? Did any of it come off like he was just kind of making fun of the president and not really serious about all that he was saying? Or did it sound like he believed this is what the president was saying, even though he wasn't really using any of the president's words? I don't know. Did it sound like a parody to you at all in any way, shape, or form? Did he have a little grin on the side of his face when he was saying all that, saying, kind of, what I'm, right? You understand that I'm just doing a parody here, right? Yeah. And Wolf Blitzer's it's almost like Adam Schiff said, hey, ask me if I, about the parody part, because I need to run and hide from what I did. Just amazing.
the course of your opening statement?
No, I think everyone understood.
Oh, there you go. I think everyone understood. Everyone understood what I was doing. Now granted, he did know that everyone probably there had already read the actual report, but you know what? That wasn't for the people in the room. That opening statement had nothing to do with anyone sitting in that room yesterday. That opening statement was strictly for the cameras, so that when the news people decided to report this, they were going to show Adam Schiff's opening statement. And when you go on, and the boomers and everyone who still watches CNN, and then the younger people the hip people, the cool cats, go on the internet and pull up the opening statement because they're just curious, and they're not going to watch the whole thing, but anyone who watches that probably watches at least the first couple testimonies, and then they get bored and can't watch anymore. But they're going to see Adam Schiff's opening statement. Who was that opening statement for? It wasn't for the people in the room who all actually read it. It's all for all the people who were watching on TV later in the day, in the news reports, and on the internet, and they see the opening statement, and they won't see the CNN interview with Adam Schiff, and they'll think, oh my God, did the president really say all that? Wait, no. Hey, no. I'm sorry. What did you just say? Did he say all? No, he didn't. Go read the damn report. Don't listen to this butthead or pencil neck or dickhead or whatever you want to call him. Go read the report, because that's not what he said. You dummy. Go read. Here. Come sit at my computer. I'll let you read it.
May feign otherwise. That when I suggested that it was as if the president said, listen carefully, because I'm only going to tell you 7 more times, that I was mocking the president's conduct.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that was kind of sarcastic, but still, you didn't smile. You made it sound serious. Ooh, wow. Whoops, I screwed that up. Well, anyway, we don't need to see any more of that. So anyway, yeah, Shift for brains. All right, look, I have amazingly used up almost all my news time for 2 things, but hey, you know what? Sometimes I get going and the rant just goes how it's going to go. All kinds of articles about that. Look, if you haven't spent a lot of time on this today, read articles about it. Don't just and read, and I don't care where you read them from. Read them from the Daily Beast, read them from American Greatest, read them from Breitbart, read them from Daily Caller, read them from Vox, read them from Vice, wherever you got to read it. Read it, use multiple sources, and don't just, I don't know. Read multiple sources, and then you decide. But that whole thing was kind of nuts, if you ask me. All right, let's get into Twitter trends today, because I'm sure I haven't looked at it today, but we're going to find out what's happening in the world and what people are going to be talking about for the rest of the day. I'm sure this whole Ukraine thing is going to be going, but let's look at Twitter today. Starting at number 1 on Twitter Trends today, of course, it's Friday, so we have the Friday feeling. What's the Friday feeling of the day? I have all kinds of feelings. Well, apparently, happy National Kids and Pets Day. Now, who made that shit up? Either National Pets Day or National Kids Day, although in most households, every day is National Kids Day. But this is cute, the little dog. This is cute. So let's watch this. Oh, now that's cute. Y'all like that? That's cute. All right, moving on. What else? Warms my heart. More number 50s in the world. Oh, okay. Number 50 decided to let this kid shoot the ball, and he scores. Yeah. Okay, that's cute. What else? Friday feeling. What? Rob Smith. On the left, 2009, heavy, miserable, leftist, unhappy. On the right, 2019, lean, clean, confident, conservative, and winner. Okay, Rob's a prominent, what is he, TP USA guy. And Rescue Deer, feeding station, brilliant. Okay, so cool. Anyway, that's the Friday feeling. Let's move on. Chicken Noodle Soup is trending number 2. Why the hell is Chicken Noodle Soup trending number 2? Is this a K-pop thing? BTS Big Hit Entertainment confirmed that band member J-Hope and Becky G would be releasing their new track, Chicken Noodle Soup, on Friday. All righty then. I couldn't be more excited. Moving on. Number 3, Liddy is trending. Liddy Donald Trump. Oh my gosh. Oh, Liddle. Liddle. To show you how dishonest mainstream media is, I use the word little, Liddle, not little, in describing corrupt Congressman Little, Adam Schiff. Low rating CNN purposely took the hyphen out. It said I spelled the word little wrong. A small but never-ending situation with CNN. So is he just, I don't know, was he joking? I don't know. You know what? Trump is a master at getting them to talk about him. Maybe he was just being sarcastic and using it as a joke, like titties, TIDDIES. Who cares? The fact that they jump on this shit is just more evidence that he can do whatever he wants, and they're going to talk about him. Hey, the more that Donald Trump comes out of your name, you know what? It's like, I don't care if you talk good about me or bad about me. Just make sure you spell my name right. Okay? He's, whether he did it on purpose or just as a joke, because I've seen him with Little, Little, before, but whatever. He's joking, whatever. Who cares? Fuck, Little. Friday Thoughts is number 4. We're skipping it. Kevin Gates. Who is Kevin Gates? Has he got some new music out? New music from whatever. I don't know it here. What does this mean? Still no sign of Kanye. Anyway, there's some new music out, and why Kevin Gates was on live with this crazy ass girl. Y'all got to watch this reaction. Oh, okay. Let's just see what this is. How long is this? Okay, it's only a few seconds.
Yes, guess what I did?
What you did? Tell me.
I came.
Huh.
Yes, guess what I did?
What you did? Tell me.
Oh no.
I came.
Look at his face. Like, oh shit, what? Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. That is fucking hilarious. Okay, moving on. Number 7, Power Trip. Why is that trending? Probably something Trump said. Nope. Let's see. In fairness, hey, what? Would have had 10 in his car, Power Trip initials. What is this about? Meets Us, going to win power. Oh, this is something on KFAN. KFAN's a radio station in the Twin Cities. And apparently there's some kind of Time to get your votes in today for initials game. Tell us who wins and use the hashtag PowerTrip, and you'll be registered for today's $100 Visa gift card. Okay, so they're doing some contests, and lots of people are. It's trending right now, so everyone put this in on Twitter right now, and that tends to make things trend when different radio stations have contests. Moving on, DaBaby's trending. That has something to do with music, I think. Yeah, who's has new music out? DaBaby has new music out. Young M.A., I'm pretty sure that's the same thing. Has new music out. We already went through that. Hyphen. Okay, hyphen's trending because Donald Trump. I'm not going to do it. Describing. Why is describing on here? Oh, because Donald Trump wrote the word describing. Everything he spelled wrong is trending. Good Friday is trending. It's not Good Friday, but it's absolutely a Good Friday. Have a good Friday evening. Still something. It's all dealing with the K-pop people, though. Who cares? Oh, wait, is that the dad dude that's always... Oh, no, that's Peter Dow. Good Friday to you. The president is a crook. The attorney general is a crook. The Senate majority leader is a crook. Their enablers is a crook. These crooks placed an accused sexual assaulter on the Supreme Court. The GOP is a danger to the rule of law. Peter Dow, you're a moron. All right. Whatever. I don't care. Apostrophe is trending. That's because of Donald Trump. Foreign asset. Breaking. The Senate reports... A new Senate report reveals that the NRA was a foreign asset to Russia ahead of 2016, promising access to U.S. officials in exchange for Russian business. Really, what Senate report is this now? I want to see the... Okay. That's right. Okay, this is the... National Rifle Position was acted as a foreign asset for Russia in the period leading up to the 2016 election, according to a new investigation revealed by Senator Ron Wyden, Democrat, Oregon. Okay, I'm going to just click that. I'm going to put the report over here. Let me see who's in it, first of all. U.S. Senate on Finance Minority Staff Report. Okay, this is I'm going to have to get into that deeper. It's a headline report. And what I mean by a headline report, it's a report that's generated specifically, or put out specifically to generate a headline like this. Fascinating. I'll bet you this is another nothing burger. Yeah, see, here it is. Drawing on a contemptuous emails and private interviews, an 18-month probe by the Senate Finance Committee's Democratic staff found that the NRA underwrote political access for Russian nationals. Maria Butina, who we've since... Maria Butina! Oh my God. Okay, if this is also an article written for people who have no idea about these people, and Alexander Torshin, more than previously known, even though the two had declared their ties to the Kremlin. I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna read the report. I'll come back with this one on Monday. Oh my God, that's gonna just go right over there. And moving on. Holy shite. Butina and Torshin were explicit about Kremlin ties. The NRA facilitated their networking with U.S. groups. NRA helped organize 2015 Moscow trip. Members were motivated to attend 2015 Moscow trip by personal commercial dealings. Oh my God, I know more about this than I'm letting on, and this is gonna be something on Monday, or maybe that might be a standalone video. I don't know, but we'll get there. Sturgill Simpson, who is that? Trending up here. Let's recap Sturgill Simpson's discography. Modern take on 50s country, psychedelic take on country, great 80s cover. Okay, what's not a country fan necessarily, but if you're rocking with the new Sturgill Simpson album, I simply cannot F with your lame ass. He's now at the top of my next artist to see live list. Huh. Okay, someone named Sturgis Simpson put out an album, and this is one of the albums released today. Okay, so I don't know anything about Sturgill Simpson, but I guess we'll find out, because he's put out some album. Lance Thomas is on trending on number 17 or so. Brooklyn Nets and free agent Lance Thomas have agreed to a deal. Okay, he's going to go play for the Nets. Jingle Ball. Oh, is this a local one or the other one? Mama, this year, December 4th, in Nagoya, Japan, it's confirmed that the boys are performing at Jingle Ball on December 6th in LA. A lot of different places in the U.S. have like radio stations put out a thing called the Jingle Ball, like just a party basically. And BTS, the K-pop sensations, are going to be there. Okay, yippee. Last couple Friday vibes and Flashback Friday. I'll tell you what. I think we're going to go with Flashback Friday today. Oh, good morning, Green Thunder D Mighty. If you're new, subscribe and all that stuff while you're here. Thanks for joining us. Also, Mike Savage, I hadn't said hello yet. Check your logic. I see you're here too. Jason Burns. I think I said, did I say Jason a long time ago? I did. But I'll say it again. Good morning, Jason Burns. Again, all of you new people, okay, if you haven't done so, right here. What am I doing? Let me do this. Right down there. Subscribe, click the bell, like, and email and stuff if you want to send me stuff, stories. Also, my Twitter handle, @Dawg Knight, also works on Minds and Gabs. My DMs on Twitter are open, so if you want to send me articles and stuff, I don't do the hashtag thing like a couple of the other shows do. Every once in a while I check out the Monkey in the Morning hashtag or whatever, but that just gives me more things to think about, and it's easier if it's DM because then it's there. It's like, boom, there. I don't have to go look for a hashtag. And so anyway, and I use Twitter as my hashtag anyway. I use the trends. So if you want something specific you want me to talk about, or especially for Thursdays. Now, Thursdays we have FTG Thursdays, which stands for fuck that guy, or fuck that girl, or fuck those guys, or that. You know what I mean? And so if you have nominations for FTGs, that's the best place to send them, is right there, @Dawg Knight. So just a reminder. Finally, finishing up with Flashback Friday on the Twitter machine here. I might even finish on time today. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? That's what you get when you actually do the stuff on time, right? All right, Flashback Friday. Let's see some. Oh yes, Flashback Friday. Biden warns of impeaching a president because of politics. Let's see. Now, obviously, Oliver doesn't like this. He says it's a slam dunk for Dems' response. Unlike the attack on President Clinton, we're not impeaching because of politics, because of an affair. We're impeaching because he's a crook. Oh, that's great, Oliver. I've been following Oliver since, I think, 1998. He was a young kid just doing a blog on the internet. He's an interesting fellow. I don't agree with him on anything. And he's become, originally he was kind of one of those young black guys who were, trying to figure out how to be successful in the world. He was still he was a Democrat thing before, but then he got a job with Media Matters for America. And spent his job was to watch Fox News and report on Fox News, and then he now he writes in Share Blue. I think he still has his blog, but he's just, and he was the biggest Clinton. He's the biggest Clinton sycophant on the planet, and I don't mean not Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton. He just is a huge fan, and Hillary too. But he's everything. His whole life is about Democrats, not just policies, but Democrats. He is, he's all about Democrats, and that's one thing that I really want to avoid. I've been a Republican for how long now? Since for almost 35 years now. But I'm not all about Republicans. Republicans do stupid shit too. I'm not. And that's why I'm not a MAGA person. I agree with policy. I think Trump's done a decent job as far as policy. I'm not a fan of his style, but I don't define myself by someone else. All the people who love Trump, more power to you. But Trump's not going to always be there. There's always principles that go beyond him. And that's why I always laugh at all the people who suck Obama's, appendage. Because, wait a minute, now he's gone. What's your purpose in life? So, not that I think you get what I'm saying here. Anyway, let's see what this says.
This is their president, we are talking about. The President of the United States does not serve at the pleasure of the legislature, does not serve at the pleasure of Joe Biden, does not serve at the pleasure of Henry Hyde, does not serve at the pleasure of the Congress, as a prime minister does in a parliamentary system. He is elected directly by the people of the United States of
Wrong.
America.
Wrong.
And the
Wrong,
election-
wrong. And I know it's a technical distinction, but no, the President of the United States is not elected directly by the people of the United States of America, nor should he be. The Electoral College is a system by which each state votes on the President of the United States. He is the President of the United States. He's elected by the states. Now, some states are weighted because of their population, but he's a representative of all the states, not the people. The Congress is the representative of the people. Your local congressman, they represent the people. And the government in your state, it represents the people. The president's not supposed to represent the people. He's supposed to represent the United States. Now, clearly what he does affects the people in the United States, but it's your local government that is supposed to represent you, and your congressman, congressperson, congresswoman, however you want to say it. Congress non-binary, black, trans, lesbian represents the people. So there.
Of a president is the only nationwide vote the American people will ever cast.
Wrong. The American people cast no nationwide votes, but I know what he meant here. I know what he meant. And in some sense, that's what you believe. But no, we're not a democracy. We're a representative republic, and the president is the president of the United States, not the president of the people. I know we say that a lot. And it's one of those distinctions, and people go, well, what do you mean he's the president of the people? There's a lot of people who say that. But if you really understand how our country works, that is what it works. And the president shouldn't have as much power over the people as he should, as he does. The problem, here's the problem. And I've said this for quite a long time. Probably since the Clinton, Bush, Obama eras. We have continually increased the amount of power of the president and the executive branch. And every time we've done it, and I said this when Clinton was president, I said this when Bush was president, I said this when Obama was president, I've been saying, you know what? You keep giving more and more power to the president, and you're going to regret it when the new president in your office is not from your party. I seem to have been right, because now Democrats don't want this president to have so much power. Now, he's done some things that have lessened his power, but not enough. I think we should get even farther back to give more power to the people. But the power, see, it's a problem. The entire federal government has been given too much power. Okay? The state governments are supposed to be what affect your lives the most, and then the federal government's there to make sure the United States get along and can be represented in the world and protected that's that's a type of conservative that a lot of people forget about. Then when I say conservative, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, conservative is not about this policy this or policy that. Now, granted, some things are considered conservative just because all the conservatives agree on this and all the liberals and progressives agree on that. But there's a principle of conservatism that I'm talking about, that regarding power of the federal government versus state governments versus the president versus the Congress versus the courts, that so-called balance of power, so to speak, separation of power, so to speak, that we forget. Is it Shia Grass's birthday? I slept in on my birthday. Oh, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Shia Grass. Happy birthday to you. Note, I prefer to sing properly. And good morning. And good morning, Irish Rose. And good morning, John Connor. Good to see you back. Glad to see you all here. If you missed most of the show, watch it later if you can. If you do that, though, I'm asking you, I implore you, if you watch the show when I'm not on live, would you just leave a comment and let me know you did? And also share it. That's always the important thing. All right, finishing up Flashback Friday. Let's keep going here. I never finished what Biden was saying here.
And that's a big deal.
Oh, and that's a big deal. That's a big fucking deal, is according to what he said later in life.
American people don't think that they have made a mistake by electing Bill Clinton, and we in Congress had better be very careful before we upset their decision and make darn sure that we are able to convince them, if we decide to upset their decision, that our decision to impeach him was based upon principle and not politics.
Now, you know what? I agree with that 100%. I struggle with the idea that they even tried to remove Clinton from office and impeach him. I thought it was a dumb move at the time. Yes, he should have been censured. Yes, he should have lost his law license. Yes. Do I think he was doing shady shit? Well, yeah. Imagine that, a president of the United States doing shady shit. Haven't found one that yet. I haven't lived under a president yet that hasn't done some shady shit. Except perhaps, now I'm obviously dating myself here, some people thought Gerald Ford did some shady shit. I don't think him pardoning Nixon was shady shit, but whatever. I don't know. I just don't know that Carter was that bright. I don't know. I'm trying to think of he did some dumb shit. I don't know if it was necessarily shady, but every other president since, anyway. More Flashback Friday. Oh, here we go. 2016 vintage Liz Warren memes. Oh, sellout. Oh, yeah, because the Democrats were mad at her for endorsing Hillary Clinton. The person who claims to fight Wall Street just endorsed it by... Yeah, Democrats weren't... So there was some progressivists in particular were not happy about Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders endorsing Hillary Clinton. Oh my gosh. And I think that as much as anything could have hurt Hillary Clinton as much as anything else that came out, because I think a lot of Sanders supporters may have bit their tongue, held their tongue, whatever, and voted for Clinton. But then Bernie pissed him off by endorsing Clinton. And I don't know if that was good. Okay, there's all the flashbacks from the GOP are people talking about impeachment in the past. Flashback Friday. Miss Charlene has been a pistol from the start. Okay, cute little dog. Flashback Friday. If you want some... Excuse me. If you want some... That was professional. If you want something, go get it. I don't know what that's from. Okay, Flashback Friday. What? Don't know what that is. Okay, people happy danced to her when she was a little girl, I guess. All right. If you aren't growing, you're dying. Such growth physically, mentally, emotionally, and professionally. Okay. A lot of people putting their old photos on there. So anyway, enough of Flashback Friday. It's time to go. Hey, everybody. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed the show today. There's even though I didn't have a whole lot planned, I had plenty to talk about. And I hope you had fun while you're here. Now, if you haven't done so already, please, before you go, like, subscribe, ring the bell, share it out, hit that share arrow and put it on somewhere, wherever you put stuff. I would be so honored if you would do that for me. And, well, there's no and. I gotta go. So, that's it. My name is Dawg Knight. And I'm out of here. Have a great weekend. Goodbye. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and I want to thank you for joining me today on the Dawg Knight channel. Before you go, if you like what you saw and you're not already subscribed, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below, and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, and 2 p.m. GMT. A special thanks to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through our Streamlabs link in the description below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.